ADHD is a mental health disorder that has a combination of persistent problems, such as difficulty paying attention, hyperactivity, and impulsive behavior. The most common medication for ADHD is Adderall, being the chemical cousin of known methamphetamines. Another known treatment for ADHD, and also close relative to meth, is R.C. Hakita Batala's Ultrakill. I mean, do I even need to say anything? It's the best game. That's it. The end. Thanks for watching. I have to keep going. Okay. Look, you're a pilled up crack baby like me, so I'll get straight to the point. Ultrakill is an achievement in not only first-person shooters, but video games as a medium. It's like if Neon Genesis Evangelion wasn't about depressed horny teens, and everyone is in hell. Swear to God, hang this thing in the Louvre, right next to the JoJo exhibit, because that makes sense. Okay, I might be being a bit hyperbolic, but I can't begin to describe how exciting and fun my time with this game has been. Ultrakill is such a refreshingly fun experience.
Did I mention this game has butt plug support?
There wasn't a single mechanic introduced where I didn't audibly say, "Oh, that's so fucking sick." I've gotten a bit worn out on the tactical, hyper-realistic military shooters that dominate the market today. Sometimes I just want to feel like a fence-sniffing force of nature separating the molecules of anything within a 15-meter radius. And in this game, you sure fucking do. Everything about this game is fun. You come equipped with dashes, wall jumps, and a slide, all tools to move in any direction. The movement is snappy and smooth, allowing you to practically glide through levels, disemboweling the residents of hell with your shotgun.
Cause you're getting that P-rank!
A lot of other FPS games derive their gameplay value from presenting a challenge through limitation or realism, but Ultrakill cranks everything to the max, presenting welcome challenges but practically encouraging you to breakdance on top of them. Don't get me wrong, you're probably gonna die. A lot. Death can be very sudden, but it's never unfair. You heal by dousing yourself in the fresh blood of your enemies, meaning the only way you can play the game is by playing the game, forcing you headfirst into confrontation in order to progress. Ultrakill gives you the means and the environment to conquer anything that dares to cross your path. Let me put it like this. What are the 3 things that everyone thinks should be in video games? Good movement, parries, and grappling hooks, right? Everyone loves those, and Ultrakill has all of them. The developers must have been on that good shit when they were cooking this. Even right now talking about it, I just want to go play it. I wasn't kidding when I said this game was my new vice. Taking clear inspiration from games like Quake, Doom, and Devil May Cry, but also taking those familiar elements and combining them and expanding them to make something entirely different, yet still very familiar. And it's that inspiration that makes the game so engaging and fun. Ultrakill has undergone a complete evolution since its release, recently receiving its Ultra revamp update, overhauling the graphics, making the charming PS2 era graphics even more refined, as well as polishing a few more aspects of the game. But I'm not going to bother listing them off, okay? This is a video essay, not patch notes. But let's pause for a second and lay down some background. This is V1, the vampire robot demon killing weapon, and part-time GoPro. It doesn't really talk much because it's supposed to be a player character. Despite not being able to dole out quippy one-liners, V1 is still so sick, man. Just by the very virtue of what V1 is and can do makes me love it, despite his complete lack of character outside of one line of dialogue when you die. Kind of. Mankind is dead. Blood is fuel. Hell is full. These are the first words given to us when starting the game. You might think it's lore, but it's actually a warning. But it sets the tone perfectly, and I really like it as the tagline for the game. V1 uses a range of weapons, each with 3 variations, all crafted to perfection for inflicting the exact amount of pain required to make the souls of the damned scream in terror. Everyone's favorite weapon is the marksman revolver, where you toss a coin to your witcher and shoot it out of the air to spike it into their eye. But my favorite weapon is the sawed-on shotgun that promptly turns any demon into a pile of bits and pudding. I also love how when you get a kill with the chainsaw and the style meter, you get groovy points, a reference to Ash in the Evil Dead series. Groovy. Another standout weapon is the sharpshooter revolver, a great way to rack up style points by cowboying on that bebop.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, it's jam.
Just overall, the weapons are insane. Shotguns you can pump so hard they explode, nail guns that require USB connection.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
and the weapon most revered by Valorant and League players alike. Soap. Why is this in the game? Oh, is that still not enough for you? A rocket launcher that pees isn't cool enough for you? Alright, fair enough. But how about 2 of them? Still not convinced? Okay, I understand. Who isn't bored of piss nowadays? So why not 3? Or maybe 4? Wait, how is he doing that? But it's not just the weapons and gameplay that makes Ultrakill the trip that it is. Level design is so varied and intricate, each one containing 5 hidden secrets and a challenge. Traversing these levels is not only satisfying, but weird as fuck. I mean, you straight up raised the Titanic from the icy depths of hell, and we're supposed to pretend this is normal? I thought I was GoPro dooming my way through hell. What is happening? If hell is meant to be a realm beyond comprehension that melts your understanding of reality and warps your perception of time, then Ultrakill succeeds phenomenally. On my first playthrough when I reached level 4-1, my brain completely broke. Aw shit, where Dio at? Big fucking nerd owes me money. And it continued to break, with each new layer taking me to a new and vastly different place than before. We start in a grimy industrial hellscape, immediately followed by a peaceful and majestic garden, complete with Dolby Atmos surround sound. Quick transition into Cyberpunk Night City. We then, and I say this in the least gay way possible, enter a dude to get railed in the mouth by another. Is this making any sense yet? This is the first act of 3. Egypt, Bikini Bottom, the Catholic Church, modern day Britain. But these levels are more than just visual cocaine. They're also a joy to blast, shoot, and parry your way through. Each layer has a unique theme carried throughout the level. And if the main levels aren't enough for you, there's also secret levels that will put your spaghettified sanity into a blender with the very fact that this is actually in the game. And these secret missions are all unique and completely different from the core gameplay. We got puzzles, fishing, romance, eldritch horror beyond human comprehension, and Crash Bandicoot. Now excuse me while I hit the yoinkiest of splinkies. Alright, let's talk about the bosses, because they contribute as much to the personality of this game as the levels. I like how stronger enemies will be introduced as bosses, giving you a chance to become more familiar with their moveset and making you feel stronger as the game goes on. Casually styling on these behemoths that used to be so imposing. We start small with Maurice, the malicious face. Pretty standard, gets you acquainted with the parry. Then we have Swords Machine, who will make you learn the movement, and graciously donates his shotgun after losing the snowball fight. Yada yada yada, the Oscar, Mr. Krabs on ketamine, and a rat. Just like a normal rat. What was the point of— oh, what the fuck? You tear through more losers and bozos until you meet your ultimate rival, Virgil. I mean V2. V2 separates itself from other bosses because it fights exactly like you. It jumps, shoots, and kickflips just like you. In a way, it's like the game fighting back against the player, subjecting you to the torment you've inflicted on the basic enemies without a second thought. And V2 makes you think, alright. Its primary directive is to reduce your very being into a puddle of blood and spare parts. This is definitely the first gate boss in the game, making the weak-willed pray their playtime is still under 2 hours so they can still get a refund. But this makes your victory all the sweeter. Battling V2 to a standstill, he is eventually forced to retreat, dropping its arm while pissing off. So by the law of dibs, it is now ours. This is the Knuckle Blaster. Before, atomizing an enemy required skill, precision, honor. Now it's just a single button. Honestly, it's a lot cooler in theory than in practice. Yeah, it feels great to decimate an imp with a single punch, but it costs your ability to parry, and parrying is pretty vital, so the Knuckle Blaster takes a backseat for now. The devs actually did take this into account and made an enemy in Act 3 that the Knuckle Blaster is helpful in beating, so it does have its time, but it's just not yet. Bash in a couple more bad guys, and the game proceeds to Tri-Finger Butthole, and we fight the corpse of King Minos. And my god, this might not be the hardest fight, but it is one of the coolest. This is where you figure out that the Knuckle Blaster is inferior. You can parry his punches. Guys, I'm Goku. I'm literally Goku. This leads into Layer 3, King Minos' inside story. We then slip and slide through the small intestine and skip across Minos' neck made of skeleton hands, I guess, straight up to his pearly whites. But wait, didn't we go in through the mouth? Why didn't we just start here? Okay. As we reach the end of Act 1, we are greeted with one of God's angels at the gates of Hades, Gabriel, the Judge of Hell. Gabriel is probably my favorite boss in the game. You can really feel the rivalry with him, and that is directly translated into the gameplay. This dude is actually pretty hard, until you learn how to juggle him with a chainsaw, but other than that, he is one of 2 voice-acted bosses, scratch that, voice-acted things in the game, fully taking advantage of that extra dimensionality given to him. He is so strongly characterized, and it makes you feel the intensity of his attacks all the more when Gianni Matragrano is yelling shit at you like this.
You insignificant fuck! This is not over!
Finally, we defeat Gabriel and are granted passage further into the depths of hell. The next boss is the Sisyphean Insurrectionist, and the only note I have written down for him is foreskin go boing. Moving on. The next one is more of a secret boss, and I only mention him because I find his existence pretty amusing. Mysterious Druid Knight and Owl is a floating wizard skeleton who is voiced by Mandalore Gaming. Why is this guy voiced? Him and Gabriel. That's it. Whatever, he's funny. Next. Oh, this is it, chat. Time for the rematch with V2. This fight is the Dark Souls of the first one. V2 has been using his time wisely, preparing for his return. He's ready to beat your ass and take his arm back. But this fight serves a different purpose than the last one. This fight is meant to show your improvement as a player, perfectly countering his attacks with your refined skills. If the first fight is a gate, the rematch is more of a locked door that you just kick in. You send his ass running and chase him down the pyramid in a sliding gunfight. This part is so cool. I love when games reinvent themselves just for one segment. It makes that part of the game so much more memorable, and you look forward to it in every playthrough. That's kinda high. Is he gonna be alright? He'll be back. After we finish mopping up V2, we get our ticket punched by the ferryman and some light bass fishing to unwind. We then enter a grim cathedral. The haunting chords of a piano echo through its halls.
Machine, I will cut you down, break you apart, splay the gore of your profane form across the stars. I will grind you down until the very sparks cry for mercy. My hands shall relish, ending you here and now.
Gabriel's here too? Who's gonna come back next? My dad? That was just a joke. I love you, Dad. This fight is hard. Like, pretty fucking hard. Until you learn how to bitch him again. But other than that, it's rough. Not that his moves are particularly hard, but playing one-handed while jerking it to the sound of Gabriel's voice is the real challenge. Enraged by his initial loss, his newfound fury sparks against your cold mechanical body. You exchange blows for what feels like hours, until finally... After our rematch with Gabriel, we hop down to Layer 7 in the incomplete Act 3. There, we fight the Minotaur and the Earth Mover, 2 quadrupedal bosses. Weird coincidence, huh? But all that still wasn't enough for you. Okay, fine. How about this? Only after P-ranking every level in an act do you gain access to the Prime Soul, a secret uber-hard final boss meant to see if you actually earned all those P-ranks. Pretty sure they have something to do with the lore, but I'm not even going to begin to straighten out that bowl of spaghetti and barbed wire. As of when this video was uploaded, Act 3 is not fully released. With 2 incomplete layers and infinite potential for levels, enemies, new weapons, and bosses. Here's hoping for another dope final fight with Gabriel to cap off the game, and to settle the score once and for all. So if everything on Planet Ultrakill is amazing, what about everything in its orbit? What are other little goodies that are orbiting this game that are worth mentioning? Well, for starters, there are a couple extra gameplay modes outside of the main campaign. The Cyber Grind, an arena where you face off against waves of enemies, racking up style points and making bank so you can afford new weapons. If you've ever wondered who would win in a fight, King Minos or 100 hideous masses, come on down to the sandbox. Wait, what? I thought I installed Ultrakill. Why have you brought me here, Gary? This is your place to play God and test the fibers of this fragile reality by spawning in a bunch of shit and either watching it fight or die trying. There's also an in-game museum dedicated to all the people who worked on Ultrakill, and even gives a little bio about the individual and how they contributed to the game. They also each have a little plushie, and when you throw them, they scream. It's it's so funny. Off to the right, there's a theater where you can watch a video showcasing older versions of the game and the evolution it's undergone. This is by far the coolest game credits I've ever seen, only rivaled by Nier Automata, where the final boss is literally the end credits. But this museum properly memorializes the hard work this team of talent poured into this piece of art. Further outside the orbit, there's the community aspect around the game. I already mentioned this game has literal butt plug support, so that tells you everything you need to know about the nasty goblins that occupy this fandom. And if the butt plug wasn't enough goonery to get you going, they also sell body pillows in the official Ultrakill store.
I swear it's just for the support, Mom. The chair hurts my back.
But filthy as they are dedicated and willing to shove Ultrakill into any piece of media possible, resulting in a plethora of memes and crossovers, definitely proving that Ultrakill is not a video game. It is a brain parasite that, once accepted, cannot be removed, injecting itself into every action and thought until it is all that remains. Sounds sick, right? But who am I to judge the fans? After all, I am one of you. But seriously, the game needs a patch. I have a last-gen butt plug, so fix it! Or I refund. If you're still having trouble deciding if Ultrakill is for you, turn to the community Steam reviews with helpful insights such as I jerked off to the robot. My girlfriend told me she found it really attractive that I was good at this game, so thank you. Sex been real quiet since this game dropped. I can't believe they made something better than sex. They finally added the sex update. Ultrakill is like sex, but better. Why are they all about sex? That was 3 in a row, by the way. Game is good. Thought the 2-hour gay sex scene with Gabriel and V1 needed to be longer, but besides that, it's pretty good. And finally, with 2,566 hours on record. I mean, it's alright, I guess. So there you have it. Ultrakill is the best game. All other developers can stop because we've hit the peak. Every time you think Ultrakill can't get any more insane, it tops itself not even 5 minutes later. This game is the result of pure passion, inspiration, creativity, and fun. All of Hakuda's creative decisions are based on what will make the game a more memorable and fun experience without losing the heart of what makes Ultrakill Ultrakill.
Why the fuck would I add a shield when you have a parry? That's just a boring version of a parry. Why would you want the boring version of the game?
Because parrying is hard.
Yeah, well, get good, asshole.
Recently, up-and-coming hotboy Alex made a video about strange depictions of hell, and in said video, he says,
"This is a two-way discussion. If you're watching this and you happen to think to yourself, hey, that's not weird, I just so happen to know many things that are much more strange and weird than that, then please, go ahead and let me know what other media I should consider." So
consider this me submitting Ultrakill, because how the hell is this thing allowed to exist? Now, I'm not saying the other depictions in the video were bad, but this one has Hatsune Miku, so, well, what are you waiting for? Go play it for yourself, support this amazing game so we can get more talented, unhinged developers making cracked out games like this one. Hopefully they can live up to the standards set by Ultrakill, or even better, surpass it. Alright, that's it. The video's over. Fuck you, go outside.
It's gaming time!
Well, here we are. We find ourselves at the end of another video. Thanks for watching. Lick cement and subscribble. I'm finishing this pretty late. It's 4:38 a.m. So I'm pretty tired. Don't want to definitively lock in my next video, but I do have an idea. Let's just say it's red and horny. But I seriously just wanted to thank you guys real quick. 1.9k on the Invincible video is actually outstanding. Thank you guys so much. And let's hope it's not a one-time thing, you know? Anyways, I want to go to sleep. I need to finish editing this. Skate fast, smoke grass, and don't forget your hall pass.